What is poppin', mugger fuckers? Yes, brand new channel. Let me give you an introduction to it real quick. I had an idea, and I've noticed, when I upload my indie reviews videos, there's certain indie fans that's on my channel and on the IWWS channel that want to see it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a channel dedicated to indies only. I'll do reviews. I'll have my little discussions about it. Some might be video, some might be audio like this. Depends on if I'm doing a feature video with somebody. Now, since we're on that subject, let me go ahead and introduce that somebody. David motherfucking Walters. Y'all are gonna get to know him real well. This is one of the men who turned me on to PWG 2 years ago and pushed it. Was like, Mug, you need to fucking watch it. When I wouldn't fucking watch it, he was like, you're a complete fucking idiot. Go fucking watch it. So now I'm watching it because I don't
I
want to
still
be.
call you a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah, but it's all in fun. At least I'm not a complete fucking idiot because I'm not watching it no more.
It's true.
So basically, I'm going to go ahead and start this video off and tell everybody that we are going to be reviewing PWG 7 from, I think, 2010. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All right, from 2010. Go ahead and give y'all some old. I know there's some new PWG fans. It's like, you know what? I want to order some shit, but I don't know what to order. So this is where we come in. Um, Go ahead and pop up my notes real quick because used to be on the marijuana, fuck my memory up, so now I have to have notes. That's just how life is. Now, show started off with a six-person tag. David, what did you think of the match?
It was a good opening match. It introduced um Peter Avalon to the crowd,
Yeah,
and
that was his
they
debut,
seemed,
wasn't it?
yeah, it was.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, the match basically consisted of Peter Avalon, Malachi Jackson, and Ryan Taylor versus Brandon Gatson, Johnny Goodtime, and Candice LeRae. Now, I've said this in my other reviews on my other channels. Candice LeRae impresses me, just for the simple fact that it's very entertaining seeing a woman hang with the men, and she's not faced up against a bunch of big fucking guys. They're like smaller guys that would be cruiserweight size, and she's hanging with them, and I think it's awesome. Um, the Peter Avalon first match in, he was messing with her, grabbing her boobs and all that funny shit. And I mean, yeah, it's real sexual, very molester like, but it was funny because we know it's wrestling. We know backstage she was like, yeah, it's cool, go ahead. So, I think the match went ape shit. It was a very good six-man tag or six-person tag. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Um, the next match. Or David, did you want to go ahead and give your grade for that match real quick?
I give it a B minus.
B minus. Sweet. For all of you who don't know, Primetime Nick, who reviews with me, he has his stars. He has the one to five stars. I have my 1 to 10 crackers. David has got his grades. If you don't like it, tough fucks. Now, match number 2. Brandon Bonham versus Brian Cage. Um, David, what is your thoughts on that incredible fucking match?
I don't know. I didn't like it as much as you seem to, but I thought it was a good match. It was Brian Cage's debut, I think, and
Yes.
he showed his ass on that match.
Oh yeah. Um, you know, I know, like you said, Brian Cage did show his ass, but I think Brandon Bonham showed his ass too.
Yeah,
Um,
they both did.
the match had great fucking spots. Like I know a lot of people like to call them spot monkeys, but they did a great match. And the one of my favorite move of all time is the Canadian Destroyer, and Bonham hit the Canadian Destroyer on Brian Cage in the match, and of course, that's one of my mark out moments. What would you give that match?
That was a solid B.
Solid B. All right. The next match, we've got Akira Tozawa versus Chris Sabin. Before we say anything about it, I have heard from Primetime 09 Nick that Akira Tozawa is the motherfucking shit. I have not seen a match with him in it yet until this pay per view that David recommended, and I was just the way Nick hyped him up. I really wanted to see the guy.
Plus, Chris Sabin's the shit.
Oh yeah, and Chris Sabin is just the fucking truth. So to see a match with him in it, along with a hyped up wrestler that's supposedly this fucking good, it added some intrigue to the match for me. And I've got to say, Akira Tozawa did not let me down. He is an outstanding wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the match, Sir David?
I really liked the match. I'm a huge Chris Sabin fan, and Tozawa's great too.
Yeah. You know what? Like, what would you give it?
I think a B plus.
B plus. Look at that. It goes from B minus to B to B plus. See, we're getting there, folks.
Show keeps getting better. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the finish with that drop back suplex that Tozawa did was awesome. Yeah. I really liked that match a lot. The next match, which was for first two matches you had a debut. This match right here, we had a retirement match almost. Like it was the last match of Scott Lost, and he faced Scorpio Sky. And as I've said in my numerous videos, I know who Scorpio Sky is from the UWF. So of course I pay attention, but I was kind of impressed with this match, but at the same time was like, I've seen better. What do you think, Dave?
No, I think you're wrong. I think this was a great match. It had a great story behind it. And being that it was Scott Lost's last match, and just that opening sequence where he did that drop kick and then threw those streamers out, that was the moment of the night for me.
Oh yeah, the opening that was a good moment. I liked that, but it was good, and he cut a great promo afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It had some good spots. Scorpio had some good spots, of course. It was Lost's last match and the heartfelt promo. I liked the match, but I mean I don't think it was great, but I liked the match. It kept me entertained. What do you give the match?
I give that, I think, an A minus.
A minus.
A
Sweet.
minus. Yeah.
The next match, one of my favorite matches on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan Danielson versus Roderick Strong. And before I get into what I need to say about it, David, what did you think about the match?
I liked it. I liked the tie.
Oh God,
the tie in with the ties.
Yeah,
that was great.
Just to kind of fill everybody in on it, this was the time when NXT happened, and
no, Nexus.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It was the time that NXT had just happened. It had just started. The first season had just ended.
Yeah.
Nexus had showed up. Okay. And when they destroyed everything, Bryan Danielson choked out Justin Roberts with the tie and was fired because they felt that it was not right. It was not good TV for children. So PWG kind of took that and ran with it. What they did was, first off, it was an awesome technical match. Match was awesome technical wise. They did the choking with the tie tidbit and the crowd chanting, "You are fired," had me laughing my ass off. The handshake at the end where they showed respect, it was great. The crowd wanted a speech. Bryan gave them their speech. Made fun of WWE saying, that he's a PG wrestler. It's so funny. Mentioned that PWG has some of the very best fans in the world, and David, I've got to say, I agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then he mentioned that he is embarrassed to be a sports entertainer, but they make him proud to be a wrestler. And that right there is what makes me respect Daniel Bryan through these times in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
What do you give that match, David?
I think I'd give that an A minus too.
That was probably my favorite of the night, but yeah. The next match, Chris Hero versus Davey Richards. Another great match. Hard hitting. These two guys, when they hit you, they hit you. Yeah. And it was very technical. What did you think about the match, Dave?
I loved this match. I remember the first time I watched it, I just sat there for like a minute after the match. I was like, that was the greatest thing ever. I don't even know if I want to watch the rest of the show. But I
well,
did, and I was glad I did.
well, what did you give the match?
I think that one gets an A.
All right. Now, the final match of the night, a Guerrilla Warfare triple threat tag team title match. El Generico and Paul London versus Brandon and Dustin Cutler versus Matt and Nick Jackson as the Young Bucks. And I've got to say, the one spot that really had it for me is when they slid Nick out of the ring. Dustin caught him and DDT'd him on the standing chair.
Hmm.
I thought that was great. That was so fucking awesome. What did you think about the match?
It was insane. It was
In
warfare. It was a fucking war. People throwing chairs, throwing people off of stages. Shit was crazy.
oh, it was wild. Um, that match really had a oh, it was fucking great. It was a great,
Yeah.
great, great match.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are. So I know there's people out there that they're just like, oh, I don't want to watch this fucking hardcore shit, blah blah blah. They do hardcore in a different way.
Yeah. This
They're
isn't like ECW hardcore.
no, it's definitely not like CZW hardcore either.
Yeah.
It's a very good wrestling match that just happens that they do some crazy shit with some weapons.
Hmm.
Um, what did you give that match, David?
I think that one gets an A too. It was a really good match. I forgot
Well,
how good it was until I rewatched it.
oh yeah, and I've got to say, overall for the whole show, I give this show a 9 out of 10 crackers. Show was amazing, had me intrigued the whole way through. I've noted it in my other videos. The kid has ADHD, and if the
Yep.
match is not catching my damn attention, I skip it. I'm not trying to fall asleep during the match, so I skip it. Don't blame me, blame the ADHD. And for some reason, this pay-per-view had my attention from the beginning all the way to the end. And honestly, the only show that's ever done that was the old Attitude Era pay-per-views and the UWF. PWG did this for me in this, and I honestly, David, incredible, incredible pick for us to review on this one.
No, I told you, this is one of my favorite DVDs ever.
Oh
I've
yeah,
got a couple of PWG stuff and a few Evolve ones and some other random companies, and this is by far the best thing I've
oh yeah,
seen.
agreed. But right now, me and David about to call it a night for now, folks. Stay tuned. We've got plenty more to come. This is going to be dedicated to the indies. We're going to review Dragon's Gate, Evolve, PWG, Ring of Honor. I'm probably going to be the only one reviewing UWF because I love it so fucking much. So, y'all stay tuned, enjoy it, and let us know what you think. So, until next time, David, you want to give your little bye byes first?
Bye byes first.
Until next time, I will see all you motherfuckers. Same time, same place, same person. David,
Deuces.